speaker that's coming up is named Richard Brethour-Bell. You might know him. He is the president of the Santa Fe Human Rights Alliance Pride, an advocate for marriage equality, and speaking at the Roundhouse in support of domestic partnership recognition. In addition to being a small business owner, Richard is the Region 3 Director for Interpride, World Pride Madrid 2017, and the co-chair for Big Brother with BBBS. Please put your hands together to welcome Richard Brethour-Bell.
Thank you all for being here, and Lindsay, thank you for organizing this event and including Santa Fe Pride in this momentous occasion. Like many of you, I woke up November 9th and thought, what the hell? We just elected a racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, Islamophobic, thin-skinned, geriatric juvenile to the highest office in the land, President of the United States. And like you, I also wonder, how the hell did this happen? Well, there are many opinions as to what led to a Trump administration. There were those who said that Hillary Clinton was in bed with big business. Trump is big business. There were those who said that Hillary was out of touch with the working class. Donald Trump was born with a platinum spoon in his mouth. As a multi-billionaire, how much more out of touch with the working class can one be? There were those who said that Hillary Clinton was a criminal. At Trump rallies, they chanted, "Lock her up." Well, a criminal is someone who has been convicted of a crime, which she hasn't. But Donald Trump and his father were sued by the federal government for housing discrimination in the 70s for refusing to rent to African Americans. After an undercover investigation, they lost, signed a consent decree, and were forced to desegregate their properties, and they violated that again. His charitable foundation violated tax laws by giving $25,000 in political contributions to a campaign group connected to Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi in 2013. As a registered nonprofit, the Trump Foundation was not allowed to make political donations. He paid a $2,500 fine, and that was that. Now, we're not even going to talk about the lawsuits that are pending. We're not even going to talk about the rape charges and allegations that are pending. Donald Trump said that he can stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue, shoot someone, and not lose any support. I guess he was right. Now, at some point, we have to take responsibility for our part in this. Trump said that women who have abortions should face criminal prosecution. He also said that it was okay for a man to grab a woman by the genitals, and yet 53% of white women voted for him. You ever hear of twinks for Trump? Young gay men who are out there stumping for Trump? 14% of the LGBT community supported Trump. They voted for him. Trump stated that Mexico sends its rapists and criminals to the United States, and yet 28% of Latinos voted for him. African Americans showed up in record numbers for Obama both in 2008 and 2012 and were noticeably absent for Hillary. So I guess the question is, how did we let this happen?
I don't know. Diversity!
One of the reasons this happens is because we forgot that once you fight to attain rights, you have to fight to retain those rights. A prime example of this is Roe versus Wade. This is a landmark Supreme Court decision that allowed women to make decisions regarding their own bodies. That was in 1973, and we're still talking about this? We're still having a fight for this? You cannot forget, you fight for your rights, you fight to retain them. We forgot. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, why am I here today? Well, let me tell you why. I'm here because Gloria Steinem said that a feminist is anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men. I am here today because Nelson Mandela said to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I am here today because Martin Luther King Jr. said, we may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. I am here today because Barack Obama said because of the civil rights movement, new doors of opportunity and education swung open for everybody, not just for blacks and whites, but also women and Latinos and Asians and Native Americans and gay Americans and Americans with disability. They swung open for you, they swung open for me. And that's why I'm standing here today, because of those efforts, because of that legacy. I am here today for the same reason that you are, to let the new president know that we are not going to be made to feel inferior. We will not be bullied. We will not be intimidated. I want him to know that he has to work for all of us, for all Americans, and that we've worked too long and too hard to watch the progress that we've made in a nation to be inverted. Mr. Trump, you work for the American people. If you don't do your job and represent the best interests of all Americans, you, sir, will be fired. Thank you.